Today I want to share with you the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Have you ever used a vending machine? So you're at a hotel, you want to grab a candy bar or soda. You take $1 to the machine, insert the dollar, punch a number, and get either one. Okay, so let's take this in our body's perspective. The vending machine is our cell, right? And the place where you insert the dollar is going to be the insulin receptor. And the dollar itself is insulin. Imagine ourselves inside of the vending machine here. All right? We're going to eat that candy bar. And our body's going to break it down into several nutrients. One of them is going to be sugar. And of course, because we're human and complicated, we call sugar blood glucose inside the body. All right, now stay with me. We're still inside of the vending machine here. We see blood glucose rise. We insert a dollar, punch in a number, and allow the cell wall to open so that we can bring blood glucose inside the cell. Now, this is what happens in a normal individual. We release insulin, it binds to its receptor, and allows blood glucose into the cell. We use blood glucose for energy, especially our skeletal muscle, and the cell can also store energy for later use. Now, what about type 1 diabetes? Okay, also known as juvenile diabetes. Same thing, inside the vending machine here, we see blood glucose rise. And when we go to insert a dollar, we don't have any dollars. We don't have any. It's not that we're broke, it's just that we don't make dollars. So, in type 1 diabetics, the pancreas has a deficiency that doesn't allow insulin to be produced. So, this is why physicians prescribe insulin supplementation so that these individuals can inject insulin and still get blood glucose into the cell. Now, what about type 2 diabetes? Okay, type 2 diabetes is very common in today's population, especially as we age. Type 2 diabetes is very common. So, we are inside the cell, we see blood glucose rise, and we have plenty of dollars. There's lots of dollars here. We go and insert a dollar though, and the dollar is rejected. It either gets stuck, it's crinkled, bent, or the machine doesn't recognize the dollar at all. Okay, so we call this insulin resistance. When the body is being resistive or rejecting insulin. So normally insulin will bind to its receptor, but with type 2 diabetics, it either becomes stuck on the receptor or the receptor rejects insulin at all and doesn't open to allow blood glucose inside the cell. Now, of course, this is a discussion for later, but we can bypass insulin binding through the receptor using exercise to bring in blood glucose into the cell. Now, I know that's a discussion for later, but just to give you a little bit of hope, a little bit of insight, is exercise is key to helping both type 1 and type 2 diabetics. But anyways, the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, using a vending machine as an example, I hope that helps, and I hope that it makes a little bit more sense knowing the difference between the two.